Perhaps you know a guy like Wojak, or maybe you're like him yourself. You see, Wojaks are all around the world and they do everything wrong on YouTube. They keep indulging in all the habits that are mentally destroying their chances of success. For instance, after months of sitting at his crusty computer chair trying to make the perfect video with the perfect script and the perfect editing, finally Wojak uploads a video. Okay, awesome, he's gonna do something productive like working on the next video now, right? Nope, Wojak lays down on his bed and obsessively checks his analytics, waiting for the video to take off. But of course it doesn't. And then Wojak gets mad at the world. He thinks the algorithm is unfair and rigged, and he cries himself to sleep. And then it takes him another 3 months to sum up the courage to create and upload another video, which also flops. The Master. Only a select few creators on the entire platform are like the Master. Disciplined with a student mindset, present, grateful, and a leader. How do you think he got this way? Do you think that the Master approached YouTube the same way that Wojak did? Of course not. Now, the Master did make some mistakes on his channel, of course, but he overcame them. Every mistake, every bad habit was a learning lesson. Once he knew that a habit wasn't good for his growth, he vowed to stop. And that is how he became so great on YouTube. He stopped doing the bad habits and replaced them with good habits instead. Now, do you have bad YouTube habits? Because as simple as it sounds, if you stop doing what doesn't work and you start doing what does work, your success on YouTube is literally inevitable. It's just a matter of time. But chances are you aren't even aware of the things you're doing that don't work. Now, in this video, we're gonna break down the worst ones that you might have, and I want you to do something. I want you to count how many of the 5 of these mistakes that we're gonna discuss today you are making. And be honest. And then comment down below which ones you're making and what you're going to do in the future to stop doing this. You're gonna be ahead of 99% of other people that fail at YouTube. So go ahead, gently tap that like button, and let's jump into it right now. So let's go ahead and jump into the computer, and I'm gonna talk about exactly why this is. So why is it that 99% of people fail at YouTube? Well, basically, there are things that successful YouTubers do, and there are things that successful YouTubers don't do. And if you do the opposite of what doesn't work, this is actually an incredibly good strategy to, in many cases, figure out what does work. And this is something that legendary investor Charlie Munger was famous for doing. So instead of trying to figure out what does work, what Charlie Munger would do is he would do the opposite of what doesn't work. And in many cases, by inversing things, like flipping things on their head, that's actually the way that you solve the problem, right? So instead of trying to do what does work, you just simply do the opposite of what doesn't work. And in many cases, that is what does work, right? So as simple as it sounds, if you do the right things and you don't do the wrong things, your success is almost guaranteed. Essentially, what this means is, if you have a dice, right, you have a 1 in 6 chance of rolling, let's just say like a 1, right? You have a 1 in 6 chance of rolling a 1. But if you have a loaded dice, okay, all of a sudden, your chances of rolling a 1 are like 1/2, or sometimes even more than that, right? But let's just say 1/2. But your chances of rolling a 6 or a 1 are 1 in 6 with a normal die. And what we want to do is we want to get a loaded dice. We want to get it to where you have an unfair advantage. Okay? Unfair advantage. And when you do the things that you're supposed to do, the things that actually work, when you focus on those things, and then you don't do the things that you're not supposed to do, you have this unfair advantage. And that's exactly what we're going to talk about doing in this video. Okay, so these are the most common mistakes I see, and if you don't make these mistakes and you do the things that lead to success with focus and consistency over time, right, it does take time as well, it's almost impossible for you to fail. So if you just simply do these things with focus and consistency and you do it over time, it's almost impossible to fail. You are going to be successful on YouTube. So let's talk about what these things are. So doing the opposite of what doesn't work. Let's talk about the top 8 reasons that people fail at YouTube. Number 1, and these are going to be unbelievably simple, but I'm going to explain them and they're going to make a lot of sense. They don't upload. I can't tell you how many people have come to me and they've been like, I tried YouTube and it didn't work for me. And then I look at their channel and they've uploaded like 3 to 5 videos. They've done like 3 to 5 videos on their channel and they think that YouTube doesn't work. right? So obviously, if you don't upload videos, like if you just upload 3 to 5 videos and then you just leave them there and you never upload videos, like, of course, you're not going to get success. Now, the second most common thing, and by the way, this is literally the most common reason people don't get success, is like they either never start or they upload like 3 to 5 videos and they just give up. Or maybe like even, in some cases, it's like 1 video and then they just give up. That's the most common reason people don't get success. Number 2 is they don't upload consistently. So they might upload videos, but it's like 1 per month, right? They're doing like 1 video per month. And a lot of the time, they're putting a lot of effort into these videos. One of the reasons why people don't upload consistently is because they're making high effort videos. Okay? And when you make high effort videos that take like 100 hours to make, of course you're only going to upload 1 per month because it takes you so freaking long to make them, right? The next one is they upload, but the ideas for the videos aren't good. This is the third most common mistake I see. The ideas for the videos aren't good. So they are uploading consistently. They're uploading at least once per week. I actually recommend 3 times per week. That's ideal. So they are hitting this KPI. They're uploading 3 times per week, or at least once per week. But the video ideas aren't good. So the most common reason for this is because they're trying to copy big channels. So they see a big channel, and it has a video idea, and they try to copy the big channel, not realizing that what works for big channels is not what works for small channels. And even if you're trying to copy a video, let's say a big channel, you go back to when the big channel first started, like 3 or 4 years ago, and you try to copy one of the videos from, the beginning of the big channel when it first started. In many cases, that also won't work because it worked 3 or 4 years ago, but it's not working now. Okay? So that's very common. That's very, very common that I see. Basically, people trying to make video ideas that just suck. They're just terrible ideas. The fourth most common problem I see is their title, thumbnail, and intro aren't compelling, aka they have bad marketing. So they might have a great video, but it's bad marketing. And that means 0 people are going to see it. Like you could have the greatest product in the world, but if your marketing sucks, nobody's going to be able to see your product, nobody's going to buy it, nobody's going to use it. So you have to have decent marketing in order to get people to actually click on your video. And the marketing for YouTube is title, thumbnail, and intro. So you have to nail these 3 things. Not only do you need to nail these 3 things, but they all have a relationship with each other. So they need to be good, both good, right? You want your title, thumbnail, and intro to be good, and congruent. So they need to make sense in the context of them being together. So congruent. I know that's terrible spelling, but yeah. All right, let's try that again. Congruent. Okay, there we go. Much better. So congruent. So good and congruent. Good and congruent, right? Number 5, their videos don't deliver the value that people want. So you promise something with your title, thumbnail, and intro. You have some kind of value proposition that you promised. But then the video itself is not delivering on that value proposition. So the thing that the person clicked on the video for, you're not actually delivering on it. Now, to be honest with you, that's not that common. Like, it's actually much more common for people to try to be perfectionists, and basically like the value proposition of the video itself is there, but they're just being a perfectionist. They're doing too much editing. They're just thinking about it way too much. But this is a problem that some people have. Sometimes videos just suck, like not adding value, right? So they're not adding value. Number 6 is they have the wrong mindset. They think of it like a get-rich-quick scheme. They think of it like, you're supposed to be able to upload 3 to 5 videos and just have your video pop off. They think that, they're super smart and, they're able to outsmart everyone else, and they don't have to listen to the experts. They can just do whatever they want. They're going to have videos absolutely pop off. There's so many reasons why they don't have the right mindset. And you got to realize that it's going to take time, and it's going to take consistency. If you have a video that pops off right away, that's great. But just realize that is not normal, right? Like, usually it's going to take time and consistency. Mr. Beast was making videos for like 5 years before he had videos pop off, right? Now, you can do it faster than that if you do it right, but it's going to take time and consistency, okay? They also don't follow a proven process, like the process I've laid out for you. So one way to have great confidence is to just have a proven process and then just follow it. Just trust the process. So I've had people pay me for coaching, which, by the way, you can apply for coaching down in the description in the pinned comment below. There's also some free material down there. I've had people pay me thousands of dollars for coaching, and then they don't listen to what I tell them. It's incredible. It's absolutely incredible. Like, they'll listen to maybe 80% of what I tell them, but then there's this 20% that they just choose to ignore. And the 20%, that's the reason why they don't get results, is because of the 20% that they're ignoring. Right? So, like, if you're going to pay somebody to do something, and by the way, this is the same for me. Like, whenever I pay somebody, an expert, to work with them, I listen to them like a robot. Okay? Even if I don't like what I hear, I'm just going to do whatever they tell me to do. Because I paid them thousands of dollars. So, of course, I'm going to do whatever they told me to do. So, I literally listen to them like a freaking robot. Okay? And I listen to 100% of what they tell me. Okay? 100%. I execute on every single thing they tell me to do. So, when someone has a proven process, someone who has proven to be successful, like I have an 800K plus subscriber YouTube channel, you need to freaking listen to them, right? And stop listening to these people that claim that they know how to grow on YouTube when they don't even have a big YouTube channel, right? Or their channel is growing on YouTube, right? Like, it's a channel about growing on YouTube, but they don't actually have a channel outside of that. You know, like, don't listen to those people. Listen to people who actually know how to grow on YouTube and monetize it, right? Like myself. And then number 8, this is the most uncommon one, but it's still something you do see once in a while. They don't meet the minimum standard for video quality. And the minimum standard is basically this. Good audio. You need good audio. Don't have crappy audio. Audio is the one thing people will not forgive you for. Well-lit face. Okay? Your face needs to be well lit. Face in focus. Face in focus. Make sure your face is actually in focus, right? You don't want your face to not be focused where it's like blurry. And then another one is basically background isn't distracting. So just background. I'm just going to put background here, but just not distracting. So you can't have like lights, like flashing lights and weird stuff like that in the background. People are going to click off right away if you have that. But yeah, if you have good audio, well-lit face, your face is in focus, and your background is not distracting, you're going to be good, okay? That's the minimum standard for video quality, right? It does, like, that's pretty much all you need. That's pretty much all you need. Everything else can be pretty mediocre, and it doesn't really matter. Like, your editing can be pretty mediocre. It doesn't really matter that much. But you need to meet the minimum standard for video quality. So let's go ahead and do what Charlie Munger does. You know, our boy Charlie Munger. Rest in peace. Absolute legend. Let's go ahead and do what Charlie Munger does, and let's reverse these 8 things, and we're going to make it 100 times more likely for you to succeed. So, upload. Stop overthinking things. Stop trying to make the perfect video. Stop making excuses. Just upload a video. Your brain is literally a genius at coming up with excuses why you can't upload. I've heard some amazing ones over the years of coaching YouTubers. Stop coming up with excuses and start coming up with reasons why you can upload. Start coming up with solutions, right? Stop coming up with excuses and start coming up with solutions. I try to find reasons why I can upload. So for instance, if I'm supposed to take a meeting, a call, and then for whatever reason the person can't attend the meeting, I'm gonna go record a video, right? Like, a lot of the videos you've probably seen on this channel is like, oh, someone didn't show up to a meeting? Awesome. I have an hour? Great. I'm going to go record a video. I am going to come up with an excuse for why I should be recording, right? An excuse why I should be uploading. Okay? Second, not only uploading, but upload consistently. The only way to get better at YouTube is to upload videos consistently. Imagine if you went to the gym once a month. Do you think you're going to get stronger going to the gym once a month? No, you get stronger by going like 3 to 5 times per week. That's how you get stronger. And it's the same thing with uploading videos. You need to be uploading videos consistently. 3 times per week is ideal. That is the ideal amount, but at least 1 times per week, okay? You at least need to upload 1 video per week, okay? You're going to learn more from uploading a single video than 100 hours of watching YouTube content on how to be successful on YouTube. I see people that get addicted with business and YouTube and all kinds of things. They get addicted to watching content. And don't get me wrong, content can be great, but then you need to actually take action. Take action on the content that you're watching, guys. Upload videos. Take action. And think about other things that you've ever gotten good at, whether it's dancing, sports, singing, an instrument, etc., basketball, maybe some kind of, some kind of sport. Maybe a game like chess. Did you get good at that thing by watching endless hours of content about it? No. You got good at the thing by practicing. That is the only way to get good at something. You must upload, and you must upload consistently. And a really good thing about uploading consistently is when you upload 3 times per week, or at least 1 time per week, you're going to be much more likely to have a video pop off. Because the number one thing that is going to determine if your video pops off is the video idea. And so the way that you can maximize your chances of success is to just increase like the amount of videos that you make. Because the number one thing is the video idea. I have spent 100 hours on a video before and had it bomb. Like, I made what I thought was the perfect video. It bombed. And then I have spent 1 hour on a video and it got millions of views. I spent 3 hours. The best video on my channel, I spent 3 hours on it. And it has like 3-4 million views. Okay? It's the idea, guys. This is the most important thing that will separate your chances of success, is the idea. So every single time you make a video, almost imagine like you're at bat. Like you're trying to hit the ball, playing baseball. And the only way for you to increase your chances of success, there's 2 ways. You could either increase your batting average. So, the average professional is like, I don't know, 30%, or actually like an exceptionally good professional is 30% batting average. And, you could increase your batting average from like, if you're an average, let's just say 20% to 30%. Or you can just bat more. Like, this is incredibly difficult. To go from 20% to 30% is incredibly difficult. You know what's easy? Just batting more. That is easy. Just do more. Just go up to the bat more often. And you're going to have a way better chance of hitting a home run. All right? So, next thing, come up with good ideas. The icon method is the solution for this. Okay? I've talked about the icon method in other videos. I'm not going to go over this video in detail, but come up with good ideas. Watch my channel to learn more. Click the link in the description to learn more about the icon method. This is how you can come up with good video ideas. And like I said before, the idea is the number one thing that is going to differentiate your video more than anything else. The title, the thumbnail, anything else. And then make good titles, thumbnails, and intros. This is the holy trifecta method. This is something I've also talked about a lot on this channel. You want to make sure that not only are they good, number one, they're good, but number two, they're congruent. Okay, they need to be congruent with each other, because I've seen all kinds of different thumbnails where the title is really positive, but then the thumbnail is like someone making a shocked face. Doesn't work because they're not congruent with each other. The title and thumbnail need to be congruent. The first thing people look at is the thumbnail. Then they make a decision whether they're going to look at the title. And then they make a decision whether they're going to click and watch the intro. Okay, click intro. And then from the intro, they make a decision whether they're going to watch the rest of the vid. Okay? So the thumbnail sets a certain expectation for the title sets a certain expectation for the intro, and the intro sets an expectation for the video. So you need to understand this and understand this. And all this happens in like a split second. Understand that all this happens in a split second and understand the exact mental process that people go through. Number 5, deliver value in your videos. Always make sure to deliver value. Now, this doesn't have to do with the sort of like the quality of like your camera or anything like that. Audio is clear and loud. All this stuff, like you need to make sure like you meet the minimum standard. But when it comes to past that, video quality doesn't matter. Instead, you should focus on making sure that what you're talking about is actually valuable to your viewer. So past just making sure that your video is watchable, like it has to be actually watchable, right? It meets the minimum viable standard. Like it has decent audio, your face is in focus, your face is well lit, that kind of thing. After that, just focus on value. Value is the thing that actually matters. And then have the right mindset. Guys, mindset is incredibly important. And this is something that newbies have a terrible problem with. Newbies usually have really, really bad mindset issues. And you really just need to focus on fixing your mindset. Okay? You need to be dedicated to following through and doing what you need to do. You need to stop chasing shiny objects and getting distracted. You need to stop avoiding what will obviously get you results, which is uploading videos. That's how you're going to be successful on YouTube, is uploading more videos. If you're doing anything other than uploading videos, then you're not going to be successful on YouTube. Just focus on uploading videos. And just know that you're going to, in some cases, people are going to have to do it for 3 to 6 months before you see any real traction. Now, if you work with me, you can do it a lot faster. But a lot of people are going to have to do it for 3 to 6 months before they see any real traction. And then realize that anything in life worth having is going to be difficult, so you need to embrace the difficulty. And you're going to be proud of yourself, because when you did something that's actually difficult, you're going to be proud of accomplishing it. And pain is inevitable and unavoidable, but you do have a choice of what type of pain you feel. You can feel the pain of regret and being mediocre, or you can feel the pain of doing the hard work and making sacrifices. Which type of pain do you want to feel? And treat YouTube like a job. Okay, your job is to upload good videos. So upload good videos and ignore everything else. If you just upload good videos, that's all you got to do. Just ignore everything else. And then number 7, follow the process. Right? I have laid out a foolproof process for you to have success. All you have to do is follow it, and it's impossible to fail if you do it for a long enough period of time. Don't get distracted by shiny objects, and don't use other processes that you'll find on YouTube. Just follow my process to a T, and you will get results. 100%. Follow it 100%. Not 80% or 20%. Follow it 100%. And then meet the minimum standard for video quality. Like I said, this is something that's very rare. Much more often is people are perfectionists. I see this is actually much more common than people are actually perfectionists. But once in a while, you do see someone whose video quality is actually really, really low. Like their audio sucks. It's not in focus. The lighting is terrible. That kind of thing. You need to make sure that your video quality is decent enough. But most of the time, much more common I see is perfectionists. And the easiest way to do this, guys, is to just literally take your video out on a phone, steal your girlfriend's phone, put your video next to somebody else's video who's known for being like a very successful YouTuber, turn the 2 videos on at the same time, just listen, don't listen to anything first, just watch the video itself, turn the sound off, and then see if your video is similar to the person who's successful, right? Is the lighting the same, or is your video have shitty lighting, right? Is the person's face in focus and you're not in focus? And then do the same thing, but close your eyes and just listen to the sound. So turn your video on, listen to the sound, and then turn the successful YouTuber's video on and listen to the sound. Again, 2 phones right next to each other, because most people watch YouTube on their phone. And then do both of them at once. Do the video and the sound at once, and just like put them right next to each other and look at both of them and see what the difference is. And if you don't notice much of a difference, then you're obviously totally fine when it comes to video quality. If you notice a massive difference, then you're probably not fine. So is your focus good? Is your face clearly in frame, either in the middle or the top right or top left? Is it relatively close to the camera, or is it super far away? Is your face well lit? Is your audio clear? Is your audio as loud as the successful YouTuber when you max both videos out, or the audio and the videos out? Is your background messy or distracting? Don't have your background be messy or distracting. Is your editing choppy? Is your editing distracting? Are you not editing out long silences or mistakes? As long as none of these things are true, you are likely meeting the minimum standard threshold for quality, right? And that's a good thing. You want to meet that. Now, another way to look at this is to avoid the common things that people waste their time on. Number 1 is trying to make the perfect video. Do not try to make the perfect video. Because let's be honest, when you first start YouTube, like if Mr. Beast's skill level is 100 out of 100, right? He's the best YouTuber in the world, right? My skill level is probably like, 90, 99 out of 100 or something like that, right? Because I'm a successful YouTuber that makes millions of dollars a year with it, right? And your skill level when you first start on YouTube, is probably like a 10 out of 100. So the absolute best you could do is making a 10 out of 100 video with a 10 out of 100 skill level. But me, I could make a video in an hour and it would probably be an 80 out of 100. Just because my skill level for making videos is so much higher. than a person who's beginning. But if you make 10 videos, guess what? Your skill level is now probably a 30 out of 100. Now you're a 30 out of 100 skill level. And now, if you spend a few hours on a video, it'll probably be like a 25 out of 100. Even though this video that you spent like 100 hours on was only a 10 out of 100. Now, the fact that you've made 10 videos, you spend a couple hours on a video, you're making a 25 out of 100 video. Do you understand? And then like a few months down the line, you're going to be like a 60 out of 100 skill level. And then you're going to be like an 80 out of 100 skill level, et cetera, et cetera. And then even a quick video is going to be like a 70 out of 100 video. You understand what I mean? So like, you literally just stop trying to make perfect videos because you're setting yourself back. When I first started on YouTube, there was a guy who was kind of my accountability buddy, and he took like 3 months to make his first video. And during that time, I was uploading anywhere from 1 to 3 videos per week. And by the time his video was finally done, after him taking 3 months to make his first video, I would say that video, skill-wise, it was maybe like, I don't know, 50 out of 100. I'll be nice. And my videos that I barely spent any time on, after a few months, were at least like a 60 to 70 out of 100. Somewhere around there. So even though I was barely spending time on my videos were still better than his. Because I'd done the reps. I'd put in the work. Okay? So don't try to make the perfect video. Also, don't wait for the perfect idea for a video. This is another thing people do, is they're like waiting for the universe to give them some kind of inspiration for the perfect idea for a video. Just make videos and get better, and the ideas will find you, okay? The ideas will find you. Another one is spending too much time on one video. So all these are, relatively similar. Do not spend too much time on one video. I would not spend more than 10 hours on a video. And if you're making raw, authentic content, you can spend a lot less. Like my videos usually only take, this is like maybe an hour of work max, right? Probably less than that, like 30 minutes to an hour. Wasting time watching educational videos on how to do YouTube instead of just making videos. Again, you need to take action. Take action. This is the only way to get better. Don't spend all your time watching educational videos. Trying to make your video quality perfect. Don't do this. This is another waste of time. I've seen people like spend, 20 hours editing a video when it makes almost no difference, right? Especially if you're doing, educational content. It doesn't make difference. Now, if you're entertaining people, it might be a little different. But educational content, it doesn't make much of a difference. Buying too much camera stuff and equipment thinking it's going to be a difference maker and spending countless hours setting it up. Don't be the tech guy. Don't be the tech bro who's always got new tech, and you think like, the reason I'm not successful is because I don't have Casey Neistat's camera. That's the reason that Casey Neistat's successful, because he has that really awesome camera. No, bro. That's not the reason he's successful. The reason he's successful is because he made like 1,000 videos. Okay? He made like 1,000 YouTube videos, and that's why he's so freaking good at YouTube now. Okay? Spending too much time editing videos. We kind of went over that. And then spending too much time writing scripts. Okay? These are the most common things that I see people. Spending too much time editing videos, spending too much time editing scripts. One thing you can do to overcome this is just make raw, authentic content. And this is something I teach my students how to do, where you don't need to have very much in the form of editing or script writing when you're making raw, authentic content. So don't do these things. Only do the things that matter and spend as little time as possible on the things that don't matter. And if you do the things I've told you to do, and you don't do the things I've told you not to do, right? So you do the things I've told you to do, and you don't do the things I've told you not to do, it's going to be almost impossible for you to fail. It's basically a statistical certainty that you will get results. It's just a matter of time. Some take 2 weeks, some take 6 months, but you will eventually get results. You just have to consistently do it. So another way of looking at this is I'm a fan of Robert Kiyosaki. He made this phenomenal book called Rich Dad, Poor Dad. And I decided to kind of take that and do rich YouTuber versus poor YouTuber. So it's a little bit of a play on this book. And in the book, Robert contrasted the difference between his rich dad and his poor dad. I think one of his dads was his biological dad and the other one was his stepdad. But he had a rich dad and a poor dad. And he focused specifically on their behaviors and how they impacted their financial situations. And this will be my inspiration for the next session. What do rich YouTubers do that poor YouTubers don't? What is their secret? So rich YouTubers want to start a YouTube business. They want to treat YouTube like a business. Poor YouTubers want to be an influencer. They want to be famous, okay? And the term influencer is just kind of cringe at this point, right? There's so many broke influencers, guys. So many broke influencers. I've met a ton of them. Rich YouTubers want to make millions of dollars. Poor YouTubers want to get millions of views. I know there are some videos you could make where you literally get like 10 million views and you'd probably only make like $500 from the video. Whereas if you treat YouTube like a business and you do what I tell you to do on this channel, you can get 1,000 views and make $5,000. There's people that literally make like $5,000 for every 1,000 views they get. Okay? All right. So rich YouTubers want authority. What is authority? That is when people know, like, and trust you. And they see you as an expert on a specific niche subject. You are an authority. You are an expert on a specific niche. Okay? So rich YouTubers want authority. Poor YouTubers want attention. Just attention alone. But they don't care who they get the attention from, right? They could be getting the attention from anybody. They don't care if they're a dancing clown, they're doing pranks, they're doing all this kind of stuff. All they want is attention, right? And that doesn't lead to money. Rich YouTubers focus on making money. And poor YouTubers focus on getting views. And I've talked about before, you could get 10 million views with a certain type of channel and make less money than 1,000 views. Whoops, 1,000 views with a different type of channel. Okay? Rich YouTubers focus on leveraging their strengths, solving other people's problems, and being valuable to society. Poor YouTubers focus on their passion. And I actually did a whole video about this, so you can check that out if you want. Rich YouTubers focus on education, so they make educational content. Poor YouTubers focus on entertainment. So specifically, education is good in general, but if you want to be even better, you want to make niche educational content, and you want to, so as opposed to mass market, right? Mass market is not as good as niche because mass market appeals to a wide range of people. Niche appeals to a very specific type of person. So it's kind of like being a brain surgeon versus being a general practitioner. It's better to be a brain surgeon. And then you also want to sell to people that have actual money. So solve problems for people that actually have money and who can buy your solutions. Generally speaking, that's going to be better, right? Rich YouTubers focus on solving painful problems. Poor YouTubers focus on tips and tricks, or usually entertainment. So they're not really solving painful problems, just little things that, help just a tiny little bit or make you laugh or whatever. Rich YouTubers focus on their viewers and customers. Poor YouTubers focus on rich YouTubers. So they're always trying to copy what rich YouTubers are doing. So you've got all these little Casey Neistat clones and these little, Peter McKinnon clones. And what is it? Ali Abdaal. You got all these little Ali Abdaal clones and all these little Graham Stephan clones, right? So they're always trying to copy rich YouTubers and focus on what rich YouTubers are doing. Don't do that. Rich YouTubers automate, streamline, and outsource everything they don't have to. So again, this kind of goes back to treating it like a business, right? And poor YouTubers try to do everything themselves. Right? I just want to do everything myself. Like, don't do that, guys. Anything that you don't have to do, outsource it. So, for instance, you should be outsourcing the editing as fast as you can. Rich YouTubers make content consistently, no matter what. Poor YouTubers only make content when they feel motivated. All right? And then, of course, they're not consistent. So, it's kind of like when you have writer's block, you just got to force yourself to write. It's just that simple. Rich YouTubers batch record and are usually months ahead at any given time. Poor YouTubers focus on one video at a time. Now, there are exceptions to this. Of course, if you're doing like news style content, obviously you have to do one video at a time because it's the news. So it's new stuff that's popping up. Rich YouTubers have a system to keep everything running smoothly. Okay, so they systemize things. They make sure that, you know, it's an actual process. It's a system. Poor YouTubers are unorganized and chaotic. You know, they just work on it whenever they want to, and they don't even do stuff in order and like all kinds of stuff like that. Rich YouTubers can stop working for months and still make money. Poor YouTubers stop making money when they stop working, right? Rich YouTubers are obsessed with consistency. Poor YouTubers are obsessed with perfectionism, and I cannot tell you how important this is. Do not be obsessed with perfectionism, guys. Rich YouTubers focus only on the things that matter. They put all their focus on the things that matter, like the video idea, for instance. That is very, very important. Poor YouTubers focus on everything. You know, they're like making sure they have the best tags, you know, things that don't matter, like tags, you know, description, all this stuff that just does not matter, right? They're focused on all the little details that don't matter. Rich YouTubers build a business on top of their channel that makes at least 10 times more than AdSense. Okay, so AdSense is just the first way that you can monetize. There's many other ways to make money, and you should be making at least 10 times more than AdSense. In fact, in some cases, people can make 100 times more than what they're making from AdSense. Depends on the niche. Poor YouTubers rely on AdSense to make money. Okay, that's no good. Like, for instance, all these faceless channels, the only way they can make money is AdSense usually. Rich YouTubers rely on solving people's problems and giving value to grow their channel. Poor YouTubers rely on negativity and drama to grow their channel. Rich YouTubers are focused. Poor YouTubers are scattered, right? And these are the things that separate rich YouTubers from poor YouTubers, guys. And if you just simply do the things that rich YouTubers do and, you know, do more of these things and basically do the least amount of things that poor YouTubers do, then again, given enough time, focus, and effort, you are pretty much guaranteed to succeed. It's just a matter of time. So check these videos out right here, guys. YouTube thinks you want to watch them, and I will see you next time.